Hi everyone, we're at the about 2.5 hour mark. I just wanted to show you how much liquid is now in here. And that's from that onion, the potatoes, and the carrots. So this is why you never want to add over a cup of water in the beginning, or you'll just have a pot full of water. But you see, so it's pretty deep. Now every once in a while I may go in here and just run a spoon around the sides just to make sure, nothing's sticking. And all the flour is good and mixed in, which, we whisked it in, so I know that's alright, but yeah, I just wanted you to see how much liquid is in here now. Like, it's almost gonna cover the roast, and it still might, actually. Now, when I put this roast in here, I didn't trim it at all. If it was mine, I probably would have cut all the fat off of it, but I left this, so. But I just wanted y'all to see what it looks like at the 2.5 hour mark. Lots and lots of juice for the gravy. Excited. Anyway, it smells so good in here. Oh. Now for the first hour, about the only thing you smell is onion. But come the second hour, you don't smell anything anymore. Now, also in these first couple hours, I never tasted for seasoning, because it would if you tasted it now, it would taste like it's just a pot of salt. But by the third hour, the salt has been seeping into the potato skins and the carrots and the meat, and then you start to get a clearer understanding of what it's going to taste like. So I should probably add that. I don't recommend you tasting it before the third hour, or you'll think you've put too much salt, and I promise you haven't. Oh, that smells so good, and it looks so good. Okay, we're going to close it back up, but wanted y'all to see that. See you back in a couple of hours. Okay, y'all, checking back in. This is right about 4.5 hours. As you can see, it's basically done, but the meat is not tender yet. But you see your beautiful gravy. That was so easy to make. These carrots are definitely done. These potatoes are definitely done. I'm definitely going to get one of these potatoes. The meat itself, though, yeah, it's still pretty hard. So, it's cooked through, but you need an extra hour for this to tenderize, and I promise you it will fall apart. Oh, and okay, here we go. Now remember, I cut this in 2 halves. But you see this huge chunk of onion. We're taking that out right now and right into the trash. Oh, and here's the other one. And we'll get all that out. My friend's husband does not like onions. So, like I told her, not a problem. We'll hide the evidence. Same as I do any other time I make it. But I mean, like I said, you will never know there were onions in here if you just pick them out. That's why I leave it, whole, so you can get it out with ease. And now that's it. All trace of the onion is gone. But if you make it without that onion, you will quickly realize that it doesn't taste the same. It's just not as good. You just can't. Even with onion powder, you can't mimic that, full onion flavor. It's really. I'm gonna get another spoon, but I want to taste this and make sure it's got enough salt. Oh, it smells so good in here. Oh yeah. Got a clean spoon. Oh yeah, that's delicious. But all that gravy was made from a little packet and 2 tablespoons of flour. Well, and a can of cream of mushroom soup. But like I said, you don't need the cream of mushroom soup, and you don't need that gravy packet. My roast, even without that gravy packet, tastes just like this. And I believe it's because of the onion and garlic powder that I put in there. So, but to make your own gravy. In fact, now if I had it to do over, again, I'm not used to, cooking this much. And like I said, I don't put carrots in my own. I would have probably used 3 tablespoons of flour on this if I was not going to use that can of cream of mushroom soup. 3 tablespoons of flour, just whisk it in very, very well. Ooh. Put your hands down. There we go. Knocking stuff off with my hand, waving my hands around as if y'all can see. Anyway, 3 tablespoons of flour, probably at least 3 teaspoons of salt, or just a whole tablespoon, an entire tablespoon of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of pepper, or so to taste. But those 4 seasonings will give you the same taste as that gravy packet. But if you're just starting out and are new to this, just get the gravy packet. But just remember what I said. If you read the gravy packet, it's going to tell you to put a cup of water. Don't do it. Now, if you're going to make one this big and this full, then yeah, put your whole cup, because you're going to need it. But if you're just, say you live alone and you get a roast, and you cut it in half to eat, for 2 different meals, 2 tablespoons of flour, all the seasonings that I said. You can use that gravy packet if you want, but just remember, only put a half a cup of water, because as you can see, you will have a lot of gravy once this is done. And that's thanks to your potatoes, and even just the onion alone will give you a lot of water. But it takes several hours for the potatoes to start putting off their liquid. So when you first start making this, if you haven't done it before, you're immediately going to think that you don't have enough water in it. And even if you check it an hour later, you're still going to believe that you don't have enough water in it. I promise you do. You just have to trust me. Just give it time for your potatoes and your onion or your carrots. Give them time to get going and start releasing their liquid, and then the pot will. You'll notice at about the 2.5 hour mark, you'll notice that your crock pot is filling up with delicious gravy. But anyway, okay, I'll be back here in 30-45 minutes, and it should be completely ready. And I want to show y'all how tender it is. Okay, y'all. Turning it off. And it's been about 5.5 hours. It was ready, a half hour ago, but I had company, so. Now, I should be able to easily show you how tender this roast is. Oh yeah. It just pulls right apart. And that is what you want right there. You want it fall apart tender. And that's what that 5th hour does. So 4 hours, it's all done. But you need the 5th hour for it to get tender. That looks delicious. Let's taste it. Some gravy on it. Mm. Mm. That's delicious. Let's see. See if we can get us a little potato. Just so soft. Put a little bit of gravy on there. That's delicious. Okay. Now I'm going to get this packed up for my friend. She'll be back here in just a minute to get it. And I so hope y'all try this. Like I said, it's super easy. It just takes a long time to cook, but in terms of what you have to do to get it there, minimal. Maybe 10 minutes total, getting everything together, cutting it up, cutting the onion and getting everything in the pot. Very, very simple. And, if it's just a couple of people, y'all can eat on this for a few days. I personally think roast tastes better the following day, after everything's had a whole day to mesh together and all the flavors get combined. It always tastes better the next day. But anyway, there you go. Beef roast with potatoes and carrots. If you do make this, let me know how it turns out for you.